I'm Yaz.
And I'm Kira.
What are you most scared of? Because I've heard a lot of people shitting themselves about sharks this week.
Right. Okay, so I've got, as I mentioned in another episode, I've got my top 3 worst hates.
Yeah.
But then I've got my top 3 worst fears. Now, they're not, I wouldn't say they're irrational, but you could put a sort of like a bias on it. So my top 3 worst hates is obviously queuing, double standards and wasps, right? But then when it goes into my fears, so things that are, you could say is irrational, rational, whatever, I guess is deep sea swimming. So it's like open water. Now relating to with the shark thing, is because of the unknown and not seen. And in relation to that is the darkness. So it's not that I'm necessarily afraid of the dark, but I'm afraid of what I don't know is in the dark. So if I'm in a room in the dark, not particularly bothered. It's just psychological bullshit.
Yeah, you're not scared of monsters already.
No. It just depends how much I'm bloody like overthinking or whatever, and it's just a sense of gravity. But I guess if I was in a cave on my own, or I was in a park on my own, or wherever on my own, or where something could happen if it's not my environment, then I guess you could say the dark. And then a third one, I guess this one's more of just an existential crisis. So I'd say it's more of just not achieving enough in life. So being a fucking loser.
A bam.
A bam. Being a bam. So, being a bum, darkness, and open ocean. Those are my top 3 worst. And I guess if you're going into the deep water, sharks, what do they say? Sharks must scare you, blah, blah, blah. Mate, at the end of the day, we're going into their environments. And when we're swimming or whatever, you know when you go in the cages and you go with all the tiger sharks and all swim around you, whatever. Fuck that. If they just get a simple smell of blood, or you just bump into one, what's one of them to say that they don't just go straight on your hand? Like, fuck that. No way. So, water is a complete no-go. What about you? What would you say? Top 3.
Well, I am scared of sharks, but I've got no reason to be. I've never seen a shark in person.
I've never seen a bear, but I won't go near one.
Exactly. But I've been scuba diving quite a few times, even in Egypt where sharks are known. But when I was in Egypt last time, we'd already paid for the excursions, and they're not going to give you refunds unless you're fucking dying in hospital. You're not going to get a refund, and even then, you're probably going to get 50%. So we booked it, and we were in Sharm el Sheikh, and about 50 miles away is Hurghada.
What does that mean?
They're like places, so like how you've got Birmingham and London.
Okay.
So we were in Sharm, and 50 miles away is a place called Hurghada.
Right.
Now, there was a lady who was British but had lived in Hurghada for like over 10 years. And there was a Romanian tourist, and both of them got attacked by sharks. And the woman who was British, who had lived there for umpteen years, she had her arm and her leg chewed off, and she used her own body parts as an oar to get back, but she ended up dying in hospital anyway.
Fucking hell!
Yeah.
Where's this at, sorry?
Egypt, Hurghada.
Bloody hell.
Now, we're 50 miles away. We Googled it. That's like a 20-minute swim for a shark to get to where we are.
Yeah. Well, 40 miles per hour into it.
Yeah, so I kept asking, like, I kept saying to the guys on the day of the excursion, like, oh, shark. And they're like, shh, don't scare everybody. Like, don't scare everyone. It's fine. It'll be fine. And I was like, okay. And then I said, well, why did it happen then? And they said, apparently, some farmers had been chucking dead sheep corpses.
I've seen something like that. I saw a video where this lad's where this father's son had been swimming And apparently, and then I saw the video. It was on what's the podcast called now? YMH. And on the thing, they talked about it, and apparently when the boy went in, it might have been YMH or Joe Rogan, I can't remember which one. But when they were swimming in, I saw the video, and he's like falling in, and then all the sharks are surrounding him. Pretty brutal, to be fair. Like, I'd like.
Yeah.
What can you do? But I think it was related to people put carcasses and stuff like that, like just sling them into the ocean.
Instead of going out on the boats and dropping them in the deep.
Yeah.
They were just doing it from the edge towards the coast. Maybe they were on a boat, but just not very far out. And whatever it did, it was like literally shark bait. So then when the people were swimming, the sharks were expecting carcasses, so they just eat them. It's just there. Like, it's just nature, isn't it? Like, there's nothing.
Well, they're only reacting at the end of the day. Like, that's the thing. So
yeah, and if you're drawing them in, teaching them that that's okay to go there for food, they don't know the difference between a fucking sheep carcass, cow carcass, or human fucking body, do they?
Yeah, that's unfortunately true. Yeah. So did you end up going swimming then? Yeah. So
in the day that happened. We hadn't heard of it at this point because it's just happened. We went on a parasail, didn't know this had happened, and as we were going up, it felt like it was coming down a bit. We didn't really know what happened, and then it went like boom, and then boom again. We were in the water. I'd broken my wrist.
As going in?
No, I'd just like 2 months before the holiday.
So
I was still overcoming. Yeah.
Okay.
Still overcoming the broken wrist. We were like treading water in the deep blue while the speedboat, like another speedboat, rushing over to us. Our legs are getting caught in all the ropes from the parachutes.
Oh God.
So we were getting all twisted and trapped in the lines of the parachute because there's a massive parachute that's in the water with us, dragging us down and stuff. They pulled us in the boat, nearly fucking broke my wrist again.
Boo.
Got us in, didn't ask if they want a refund, just put us straight back on a fucking one, straight up there. No option. We were like, okay. And then we got back and Benito's mum was ringing us like, oh, don't go in the water, don't go in the water. We were like, why? She was like, because 2 people have just been killed like 50 miles away from you. And we were like, well, if we'd have known that, we would have been even more fucking terrified because we hit that water from... How many feet in the air are you? You must be 50 feet, if not higher.
Yeah, but did you have any fear when you were doing it, or was it just an afterthought?
No, it was the fall and the fact of being trapped in the deep blue. Like, our legs, because we're treading water, we're both strong swimmers, none of us are scared of the water. But what we are scared of is fucking getting that trapped that you can't move. And then you'd just drown, wouldn't you? If your body was stuck, we didn't have any knives or anything sharp to slash through the ropes. They're quite thick ropes because they're supposed to hold body weight at the same time as being caught by wind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was pretty scary. I'd do it again though. I'm not like put off water sports or whatever. But yeah, that was scary.
Well, would you ever go swimming with sharks or anything? You know the
cages.
The cage thing. But they only do the cage for the great whites, so when you do like tiger sharks and stuff like that.
Yeah. You just in a group.
Like Hawaii, you're just in a group.
Apparently, you're supposed to all stay really close to each other in the move your arms and legs a lot because the sharks think that there's loads of you and it's scared. It's when you're on your own and singled out, or there's just 2 of you and you don't look that threatening that they attack. Apparently, I've done a lot of research on sharks.
I'm more bothered about jellyfish, I think, because like, do you remember
sea urchins?
Sea urchins. If you step on them, so for example, like, remember when we went to Wales, was it?
Yeah,
and then we were walking across the beach,
picking up
and
jellyfish.
There's so many. There were so many jellyfish just beached.
Yeah,
now
crazy.
I know jellyfish, like in the UK, aren't as bad as jellyfish in America, for example. But if a jellyfish in the UK still stung you,
still painful.
Still painful, exactly. And like a big one slaps you and you're in the ocean, you could sink down. There's a possibility. Now the deep sea is fucking that's scary to me. I don't know. I don't know. But back to what you were saying about like your top 3 fears. Would you say the ocean comes into that, even though
It's
you've had a scary
it's more
experience?
sharks, to be honest, because I've jumped off boats in the middle of the ocean before. Like I'm not scared of jumping into water, of being in deep water, and like I say, I've been scuba diving quite a few times since I was a kid, so I'm not scared of the water and what's in it. It's just sharks or them fish. I don't even know what they're called. That have like the light bulb and massive.
Oh, angular fish. Yeah. But if you go in 2,000 feet deep, your head's gonna go.
Yeah, so it's not gonna happen, is it? They're right at the bottom, so you know that you're safe from them, really.
Yeah, because you won't be able to handle the pressure.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other 2 fears. I'd say I am scared of spiders, but I'm not an agoraphobic or whatever. My fear is.
Could you hold one?
Small ones, yeah. I reckon if someone was like, I'll give you a tenner if you hold this big spider or you hold a tarantula, I'd do it. It wouldn't take much money for me to do it, because I'd just do it because I know that they can't harm me.
Yeah, I was trying to make Maisie hold an oval spider today, actually, weirdly enough. And I'm trying to hold it to her like this, and I'm like, Maisie, hold this, hold it. Well, I'm actually like this, hold this, and it's falling through my fingers. I'm trying to catch it. Maisie's like, oh, the scabs on my fingers, oh no, my hands it, oh, I can't hold that. I'm like, Maisie, just hold the spider. And then it falls off. I'm trying to threaten her, trying to be like, Maisie, if you don't hold this, you're not having your tablet for the rest of the day. She's like, oh, okay. But then she's being all loose with her hands. And then as soon as it falls off, she's like, I still get my tablet, don't I? Yeah, I suppose you do, yeah.
Technically, I held it.
Well, she didn't end up holding it, but she said she was going to hold it, but yeah, whatever. But, no, like, with fears and stuff, I think it's more about, for me personally, it's about losing that self-control. So if I know that something's harmless and I've got control of it, then I've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when it comes down to the sea, it's open. You've got no control. When it comes down to darkness, it's open. You can't see. You've got no control. I think that's where it links in with me. And then what was my third fear again? It was darkness, ocean. Oh, and then not achieving.
Yeah, the BAM.
The being a BAM. Now, that scares me, because if I don't achieve what I want to achieve, that means that it's been out of my control, because I've got control of my own life. There's no excuses.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Well, I think with mine with spiders is.
What would you put this up on your top 3?
Possibly, because I'm not scared of loads of things. I mean, with spiders, I had the spider bite / spider laying eggs in me.
Oh, Thailand.
In Thailand, so I've got reason to have fear for that reason, but I don't even think it's that. It's literally how spiders look. It's just weird. I think because my cousin was scared when I was a kid, it transferred onto me, and I wish that had never happened. But I could say things like I'm scared of some heights, because I am terrified of looking over the edge of something like a long drop. But I'll go on any roller coaster. I'll go bungee jumping, I'll go cliff diving. So it's not heights in general.
Wouldn't you ever do that? I think there's a thing in Wales. It's like a 100...
Zip line.
No, not the zip line.
Because I would do that.
Yeah, but it's a rock climbing thing.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a big wall next to...
I'm scared, like that sort of thing, like climbing up something and looking down. I'm scared of that, or being on the edge and looking over. Like, I've never been up the Eiffel Tower. I think I would shit myself going up it, because I know that you're safe. In my head, I know that you're safe. But my legs go like jelly and I shit myself like dead scared. So I could say that spiders through right. So
I kind of like that feeling though. Like when I'm up.
Yeah, because you're pushing yourself, you feel like you've accomplished something, you feel pride when it's over.
In a way, like when I'm on a view, and I'm overlooking everything, I kind of get that like sort of clammy, rushy
Yeah.
feeling in my hands, and I kind of like that. It's like overlooking everything. You're making a moment, and you're getting that rushiness through your hand. Like I like that. I don't know why. I think
Car parks are fine, as you know.
yeah.
Like multi-story car parks. I love going up onto them, or hotel rooftops and looking at things. That's fine, but
Yeah.
if I was to go right to the edge and look over, and I was really high, I fucking shit myself. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
and I didn't know I had this fear until we went to Frankfurt last year.
What was that entail?
A really high. We went in the tallest hotel.
Yeah.
I think we were like 11 floors from the top floor, which is not much.
Mm.
And fucking hell, it took me hours to pick up. Not like I'm standing there or whatever, but I ended up crawling to the edge of the balcony and looking over it, and slowly standing up and looking over. I was literally shitting myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though the balcony comes up to like your shoulders because of the health and safety.
Yeah.
You can't even properly lean over your lattice, but I was still just shitting myself. The whole concept of it was terrifying.
So what would be the worst fear for you then?
My worst fear is the fear of death. And I don't even just mean like me dying and me not being here. Obviously that's a terrifying thought, but like pets, the fact that that you're going to outlive your pets, they're going to die one day, or your parents, and even like you hope to outlive your sibling. I mean, you hope your siblings outlive you.
Yeah. But
like just the fear that people around you one day are going to die, that's scary. I think that nothing, no being is going to last forever. I think that's scary.
But I think that goes back to what you can control. I think what's the most scariest thing is things you can't control.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is with all immortality and that is like, what should you live forever? Do you want to live forever? Is there a reason to exist? Like what's the fear exactly?
I think it's just the idea of them not being here, or you not being here, that there's an end has come, sort of thing. Something has ended, and that's scary. But like you say, if you had immortality, would you benefit? Would you hate it?
Well, yeah. Did you want to live forever, or do you just want to choose when you die?
Well, that's it, yeah. So it's like, but you don't want to choose when everybody else dies as well, if just you had that power. Yeah. But if everyone got to choose when they died themselves, and it was like old age related, not going down the whole depressed and suicidal.
Yeah, but I think that's where it would end up leading.
Well, it would, yeah, but I don't like that's rocky road then, isn't it?
But really? Then the thing is, would you? The thing is with, let's say for example, let's put it into an analogy.
Yeah.
Right. What's the best night? Right. Leaving when, let's say if you're going for a night out and you go uptown, what's the best time? When you are sick of the night and you want to go home, or when you've got to go home and you want more?
What, when you're sick of the night and you go home, or when you're still going on the night?
No, yeah. So what's a better night? The one where you're sick of the night and you want to go home?
No,
or
the other one.
It's the other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to go back. I've got work in the morning. Oh, no worries. It's that one, isn't it? It's always that one, because you're wanting more. So maybe that's the thing with life, for example, whether it's at heaven or whatever, right? Maybe the best life is that I wasn't done yet. I wanted more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but isn't that the idea of like ghosts and unfinished business and everything?
Yeah, because then what if it comes into like, well, I wasn't finished yet?
The soul can't leave. Trapped to you. I can't touch anything.
Then is it worth having that feeling? Is it better to be like, I'm done?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Like, what is the better option?
Yeah.
It's hard to decide.
I've got unfinished business. I didn't party enough before I left this life.
Yeah. I'm not satisfied. I've got more to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my bucket list, I have 100 espresso martinis earlier.
Well, what's on your bucket list, actually? I think I've got a few things on the bucket list. Let's see yours first. You don't have to mention all of them, just mention a few.
I'm trying to think what is on my bucket list. I'd like to visit, like, 100 countries in my lifetime.
100 countries. Mine's more simpler for that. Mine's more like 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah.
Because 100 countries sounds like a lot. Whereas seven wonders, you're kind of hitting each landmark. Do you know what I mean? But I've also got like a couple like one performing live with whatever I'm doing with whatever talent. Having kids, not just one kid, things like that. But yeah,
I suppose like having kids is one. Reading all Harry Potter books.
Have you even read one?
Wait, I've started the first one.
Why don't you just do audio books?
You could do nowadays, but you guys
No, not the same.
I think I'd say now, like with podcasts, they hold me attention, but I know what's coming in an audio book at the same time, don't. And if somebody comes in and you're distracted for a second, I'm so annoyed.
Yes.
Whereas I can put.
That's why you have 2 headphones in.
Yeah, one of mine's broke at the minute. It's killing me. It's dead annoying. I need some new earphones.
Yeah, that probably has something to do with it, to be fair.
Yeah, it's dead annoying. Like, and dog walks and stuff.
Yeah, you just walk around like that. What?
What did you say? I can't fucking hear you. Yeah, but no, that's one. It's hard to say what my bucket list things would be. Like, I know that there's loads, but now I've been put on the spot. I'm like, what the fuck?
We are just riffing, so go on. I've one big.
Have one more.
Yeah.
I'd like to do stuff like get married. You could say get rich, but I'm not that bothered about being rich. I just want to have enough money.
Comfortable.
Yeah, that's the main thing for me. I don't want to change because I've got loads of money and I'm thinking of shit now. I want to stay humble, but not have to struggle. Like, when I have kids, if they want to go to school trip, I haven't got to save and put money aside. I've got that money.
Well, there's a saying I've come up recently. It's what, like, whether you're talking about your problems or your solutions, talk about them on accomplishments, not on desperation. So, in other words, it's like when you're talking about something, it's like think about where you're talking it from, like what's inspired you, what's motivated you. Are you talking about it because you're hungry and you're chasing it? Is it just a dream, or are you just chatting shit? Or are you talking about it like after you've done something, you're like, yeah, I'm on the road, I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think I'd like to be able to do stuff like, I don't know, pay for something for my mum, like that's big, like.
Yeah. Maybe
like a holiday or something. Be able to just pay that off. Like, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Which some people are probably watching this thinking, I've fucking done that loads of times.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah, like, that's even.
I've only got one for me.
I don't want to do an average budget. Alright.
Well, mine is.
Don't even go.
My parent thing is, my dad doesn't want anything from me. He won't accept anything off me because he's my dad. But my mum, I would take mum. The only big thing is to take her to a Shinedown concert.
Oh yeah.
And just pay for all the drinks and travel and that sort of thing. That's all my mum would want. But yeah, that's it really.
Yeah.
My mum and dad have got their own house, got their own cars. They don't need anything else. They got their own holidays.
That's it. Unless you got them a dead cool car, like a dead expensive flashy car, because your dad likes cars, doesn't he?
Yeah. He titillates himself on eBay, just scrolling through stuff, looking at cars like, oh, I could buy that, put that on my favourites. Oh, never looks at it again. But yeah.
start my own fucking ASAP and stuff. Like, I need this, and then I'm like, do I want to spend the money? I'll think about it later.
I do that with Boohoo every now and then, but you know why I can never. There's some things actually, sorry, that I can never make the purchases on, and it's shoes or like, or some sort of like outfits, and I'm like, well, it fit me. I feel like I should try it on. Like, I don't know. Like, I like some stuff I don't know. Like, do you automatically know what your size is for everything? Because I don't.
Well, no, I've got a generic idea, but no.
Yeah. So everything
fits slightly different, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. But anyway, we're riffing on. Let's lean into immortality then. What
go back to my fear of death.
Yeah. What notes have we got in immortality then, Yaz?
Well, we have.
Oh fuck! Now is that ChatGPT or?
Yeah, is that what you wanted or?
I don't know. Wait, what's all that? On the ideas, they're not exactly related to immortality itself, is it?
Yeah. It was like about if they should live longer, and they said like ethical considerations like quality of life. So I guess, say you could stay alive forever.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend about this earlier, and they said your brain cells can't sort of grow or regenerate. You can't get more of them. So even if you could keep the body alive, you could be a vegetable because your brain's gone. And there's no
but if we,
keeping that alive.
Hypothetically, if we get to the point of where we can just keep our brain going, what's to say that we can't get more brain cells?
That's the ethical thing, isn't it?
Right. However, it's the ethical thing then because it becomes synthetic. Right. Now, when eventually things become synthetic, become renewed. Apparently, there's some sort of thing. Google up a sec. Right. So apparently, there's a thing with every 7 years, your personality grows and changes.
I think I've heard that.
Or something. Search that up, and then go back to that point set before continuing. So, what does it say?
It can change as often as we want it to change. It's all a matter of what aspect of our personality we want to change and how badly we want it to change. As humans, we change roughly every 5 years.
5? Right, okay. So
this says 6.
So let's say, for example, you can live forever. Yeah? Let's say gets to the point with consciousness and all that sort of stuff. It's more non-digital than it is physical, which is what it is normally now. We get more of our entertainment, our conversation, you could say, our information, education, or whatever, right, through the internet. Yeah? We get that more than we get that through physical. On an average.
As an adult.
As an adult, yeah? So, let's say, for example, we get to the part in the future where you can mostly live yourself on your own. For example, I could, if I got my fucking money right, I could literally live at home, never have to leave the house. I could have everything ordered. I could do gym at home. I could watch TV. I could keep myself occupied, go in my garden. That's it. I could literally live at home forever. Other than the case of my daughter coming around on the weekends and I've got to go out. However, let's say, for example, you've got that mindset and you can live in your own little thing. After 200 years, after what that's saying, your personality adapts and changes after every 5 years on average. Then you get little epiphanies, which can make things change in an instant, yeah? Let's say you stay on your own for 5 years. Now 10 years. Now 20, now 30. If you can live forever, after 100 years of being on your own, who's to say that your personality now ain't going to be different from 100 years, like completely different?
Is your neighbours the same the whole time and everything? No outside factor will affect.
I guess that's what it means, really. Yeah, no outside factor.
Because I was thinking, well, could have some fucking annoying neighbours
but,
and you want to leave the house.
But then you could
or you don't leave the house, they just change you because you just end up being spiteful, or your daily mission is to piss them off because they pissed you off.
Well, that's the thing. If you got 100 years of just no outside interaction, it used to say that the person you are now isn't going to be a completely different person than you are later.
It probably
on.
would be. I reckon it would be.
Yeah.
Because of solitary confinement, like, or are you still seeing people coming into your house and it's just?
Well, this is the thing, because like, for me personally, it's weird that like how I feel is I do not miss a single person in my life, and the reason for I do not miss a single person, I cannot see someone for years, and the reason for that being is the simple fact is everyone's a FaceTime away. Like, everyone's a FaceTime away, so there's no reason for me to miss someone. Oh, I wish I could see that person. Ring them then.
Do you think if you couldn't
FaceTime
ring them, you'd yeah?
I think
so that was like heart. What did they used to say? Like, distance makes the heart grow fonder and stuff.
I think that's what it is. There's no distance anymore. So now I feel like no matter who it is, no matter what it is, there's always that reassurance. There's always that safety back, that safety net, whatever you want to call it. So I never feel like I need to reach towards someone. I just can. Yeah. So AI is getting more clever and all that sort of things, and and advertising is becoming more personalised and everything, all that sort of stuff. 5-10 years from now, you could have your own AI buddy that will be linked in with you.
Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. So, in that sense, eventually everything's like an echo chamber, everything's tailored to you, blah, blah, blah. There's no need to grow because everything's tailored to you. So let's say even 2 years, you're telling me someone couldn't change 2 years being on their own, everything tailored to them, that their mind wouldn't go from being adaptable, compromising, all that sort of thing, to being completely altered.
I think it would be, yeah.
Yeah. I think it never mind 200 years. I think that could happen in 2 years.
Yeah, especially if you still have social media and you're looking at what everybody else is doing and you never leave the house, you will literally reinvent yourself, even subconsciously, I reckon.
So,
because no one's grounding you, no one's humbling you, bringing you back down to earth. So it's like, I'm stuck in my house and they've got this and they've got that. So I'm just going to make out like I've got this and I've got that. I'm going to make my personality believe, and then hopefully I'll get that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're brainwashing yourself and there's no one to snap you out of it. Because sometimes we make some decisions and we think it's for us best, and we're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and we'll tell them I'm going to do this. And they'll say, well, I understand you want to do that, but why don't you do it this way? Or you don't have to completely do that, you can just do it a little bit, or that sort of thing, or you're putting too much pressure on yourself, why don't you take smaller steps to get there, and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason, that's why if you were completely solitary on your own, you would change yourself. You wouldn't know who you are anymore. You probably doubt, because you just, the main voice you hear is your own head. You know what I mean? So I think you just doubt yourself, think you'd change even if it wasn't your intention at all. You'd just do it to yourself.
So would you want to live forever then, Yaz? Or?
It's a hard question. If everybody else got to live together, then yes. Live together, live forever, then yes. But even if that was scientifically possible, it also wouldn't be possible because of overpopulation, like we already have overpopulation now. Imagine
we'd have to go interplanetary, we'd have to extend out the thing. But then, let's say, for example, you're born on Earth. So, for example, like that overpopulation thing works for space exploration, because you can just build up your resources, allocated certain things, and then you can go to a new planet and extend and expand and move. Yeah, that works. But let's say you were born on Earth, and then you were like, I want to stay on Earth, and you're like, and everyone else is like, fuck man, like everyone's like maybe like all the youngins like 30, 40, and then you're like 250 years old, and then you're like, I still want to stay on Earth.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, all the youngins like, fucking go to the moon or something, man. Fuck off, like it's our turn.
Yeah.
Do you mean that'll be like the thing, like what gives you claim on the land? What makes you be able to live for
I got it.
Well, I've been living here since 2001, and I get to live here another 300 years.
Yeah.
And
It's like racism, but different.
What, ageism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a weird way, isn't it?
So what happens if you can live forever? Where do you think
Well,
you
can
should
you
move?
remember during Brexit? This is going on a tangent a little bit, but everyone was like, "Oh, it's the old people's fault that the Tories are in. It's the old people's fault that they're leaving the European Union. It's like they shouldn't have a vote." It's like, no, you should have just voted because there's probably
but that's some people though. That's some people.
Most people didn't vote that were our age. They share political stuff on Facebook. They didn't vote. There's no way.
The thing is, when you've already got something and you want to keep hold of it, you want to vote for the Tories. When you've got nothing, then you vote for Labour. That's pretty much
and they're all liars.
Yeah, at the end of the
They
day.
all.
At the end of the day, we should all vote for Green Party.
Yeah.
But we need to. It's a fucking politics and it's fucking complicated.
Yeah.
Sustainable country and all that lot. But back to the immortality thing though, Yaz, I don't think it's necessarily sustainable for someone who's, let's say, live forever, for someone to still stay on Earth if we're in a planetary species, for example. Yeah. How do you think it should work?
Well, I know because we don't know if them planets are inhabited.
Wow. Actually. Right. So I've learned something recently from Terrence Howard. And what who went on the Joe Rogan podcast, he was War Machine for the original Spider-Man. And then he got let off from a load of stuff. And now he's just like a mad scientist. People say he's mad because it's new science.
Yeah.
Kind of. But
Kind of.
I'm not going to go into his actual thing that he goes into it itself. But you know how there's normal planets and dwarf planets?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And then there's moons. And then there's other stuff in between. Right, so apparently, when a planet, so there's loads of stuff that's actually circulating our solar system. Yeah, yes, can you Google this a sec? There's apparently a dwarf planet that's search dwarf planet light Terrence Howard, and it should come up with the actual name for it. And there's a load of stuff that's actually stuck in our solar system that's stuck within the orbital region. And what Terrence Howard says is there's a load of stuff about gravity that he doesn't necessarily believe in. Apparently, we only have 12% of gravity and physics actually explored in the something amount of percentage, I forgot it was, sorry, is actually undiscovered.
Right.
And these planets that actually get called off mean nothing. So there's main planets like Jupiter, Mars, and all that sort of stuff, and then we've got dwarf planets that have been cut off like Pluto. But there's other planets that actually circulate the solar system that actually might possibly have life within it. Have you found what Terrence Howard has said?
I have, but it's mainly videos.
What's the planet name called?
It said something beginning with an E in a minute. I don't know if that was what it was called. The Empire Star.
Star?
Or the Flower of Life.
It's not a star.
Oh.
I think it's closer to Jupiter.
Crater of Light. Ceres.
Maybe.
Well, that's a Daily Mail article from 2016, so doesn't actually mention Terrence Howard. There's no news on it.
I've got my main point now. But
your point was there's a chance that the planets are already inhabited.
Yeah.
That was your point, really.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. That's probably one for another podcast. Probably one you'll be interested in.
Yeah. Maybe it was related to the planet she was on about, but it's not bigger, the one she was on about.
What, that Planet X or Planet 9 she was talking about?
Yeah.
It could be. Maybe that's what she was talking about then, yeah.
Yeah.
She could have been. We'll ask her. And then bring her back on the podcast when she's available.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, what do you think? Do you think we should be immortal? Well, like, it can't just be you and your family, it's got to be everyone's immortal. How expensive would tax be?
No one's allowed to retire.
You just scrap tax because no one's dying anymore, so...
No, it's scrap retirement, innit? The thing is...
Oh no, I want to retire one day. I think if I was like, you're literally born to work and you're never getting off.
It should just be a free thing.
What, like, you work for free?
No,
say.
Like life should... Unfortunately, you can't have a rule on it.
Yeah.
It's just an accessibility thing. So in other words, if you can live forever, that's good. If you can't, oh well. Like, it's literally an accessibility thing. But then if everyone can access it, then that's the rights to it, isn't it? It's just like, it's not my place to say. I don't say that very often, but for me, I wanna live forever and choose when I die. But
that'd be ideal for everyone, because then you could pay for your own funeral, plan your own funeral. You wouldn't have to. You could, couldn't you? If you knew when you were going to die, you'd be like, well, I think I'm going to die on this date, so... Or say you were old anyway, and you're like, I think I'll retire up in a couple of years, so I'm going to start paying everything off now and plan it exactly how I want it, so you guys don't have to worry when I'm dead. AKA, I'll be fucking fuming if I'm watching my funeral.
Well,
it's exactly how I wanted my life.
Well, there's that guy called Brian Johnson.
Is he the one in the family of one?
Right. So Brian Johnson, I think he spends about $2 million a year figuring out a way to reverse aging. And I remember watching him on a podcast, and he was like, "My ears are 63, my voice is 18, and it's because he talks like me." So he's like, "Well, yeah, you've got a fucking squeaky voice. You can't help it, mate. It's got nothing to do with your age."
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, he's like 40 odds, and he's got a voice like me.
I know people 40 odds with a face as young as ours. So.
Yeah, but he's trying to figure out a way to reverse aging and stuff like that, and how he can make himself younger. And he's trying to make his dad younger by injecting blood from him, maybe. But I think it may be blood from his son injected in him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure what it is the son who / grandson gives his blood to his dad and his granddad.
Okay.
I think that's what it is, and they all look fucking weird. They all look dead freaky. That's probably just because they grew themselves to look like that. It won't be anything to do with they're all taking the grandson's blood.
Yeah. It'll
just be more to do with the fact that they grew themselves that way and they want to look that way. That's probably why they look weird.
He has got the best abs ever. But he's got
this... probably works really hard.
No, he does not work hard. He's got this fucking machine thing that he puts on his stomach and he goes...
So he's got money to give him the abs.
Yeah, he just pulsates it so he doesn't have a choice. It's like forcefully doing yourself sit-ups, except you don't have a choice. It's just like...
Can't you get them from like Argos and stuff?
Yeah, but he's got...
versions.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure me dad's ex had one when staying around hers.
I think my mum's got one as well. Well, used to have one probably. I remember, I think what she's got right now is like a sit thing. So you have it sitting there and then you just go...
Does that even get you abs? I feel like that would get you some sort of hip muscles or back muscles.
It does do abs, you just have to...
That looks more abby, but just leaning, doing this, This doesn't look very happy.
Yeah, well, it depends how you do
Looks
it.
like a kid on a seesaw.
Well, you're kind of doing that.
Oh, I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now back to them people. Yeah, I think that is ethically wrong, even if it was proven, because I just think, should we be injecting each other in blood? Should they? Are they perhaps keeping their bloodline pure so they can do these blood transfusions? I don't know.
Well, the thing is, if you look at how the universe works, energy is not created, it's only recycled, it's not destroyed either, it's just ongoing. So whatever exists now is the same amount that exists later, but it's just converted into something else.
Yeah.
Right, so you holding on to your life is stopping something else from existing in a sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So for example, let's say hundreds of years ago, your ancestors were it was given to your ancestors, it was like, you could live forever, but you can't have children.
Yeah.
What do you think they'd pick?
I think they choose to have children.
But why though?
Because they want their own family, and I think they just want that.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do? Like, I know you've got mates, it might be hard for you to ask, or maybe it's better to ask. Would you have rather lived forever and you wouldn't have had a child, or have a child, but...
The way I think of it is, so I've got my ego and everything involved, I do want to live forever, and that's me now. But if my dad was given the choice to live forever, would have a choice, then he'd be like, oh, well, I want to live, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth.
Yeah. I would
There should always exist the option for something new or legacy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair in a way.
And you might get bored. Like, you don't know, do you? You could get, like you say about being able to choose when you want to die. You could live for 500 years and be like, I'm fucking done. Like, nothing ever changes. Politics is wank. Like, nothing gets better.
But that's the thing is, like, do you want to live forever till you get sick of it? Or do you want to leave the party when you've had enough?
Well, that's it.
Wanting more, I mean, going back to what I said earlier.
Well, and that's the difference between choosing when you die and immortality, I guess, isn't it? So it's like, you would rather choose when you die rather than be immortal, I guess, yeah.
You shouldn't.
But I also don't agree. Well, I do half agree with euthanasia. I take that back fully, because if you've got terminal illness and you want to put an expiry date on your own life so you can get other stuff done, fair play. But if you're just suicidal, that's when I don't think you should be able to end your own life, because...
Yeah, but what age suicidal though? Or
any age,
what condition?
Any age,
you think you should suffer to the end, or live?
It's not suffering. It's you're just having a bad mindset for that period of time. Like my nana, sometimes she gets down. She's 82 next month. She doesn't say it in a morbid context. Well, she half does, but like we all know she's not going to do that. She's just having a down day, and it's like, if you're alright next week, Nana, you'll be fine. You'll be fucking bouncing off the walls again and dancing and trying to kiss doctors and fucking supermarket workers.
Yeah.
Because that's just who she is. So, but if someone had said, "Oh, you won't end your life, you're 82, okay," then that next week she's just ended her life over because she's having a down day, when the next week she's sound. So no, I don't think there should even be an age limit on it. I think if you're suicidal, unless you're suicidal because you've got a terminal illness and you sat there counting down the days, then yeah, fair enough, because you've still got a terminal illness. But if there's nothing, if it's just mental illness, not physical illness, and I just don't think you should be able to do it. But then it also brings in the argument, well, what if you're an absolute vegetable? Should you be allowed to do it then? And yes, I do then.
What if you're 200 years old and you want to...
Then yeah, I think if you live 200 years.
No, but you got the body of a 20-year-old.
Then no.
And you want it, and you're 200 years old. We're on about the future where we can reverse
and they've still got family members. It's not like all the family members that have, like the kids, grandkids.
Okay, what about that film called Time?
I've not seen it.
With Justin Timberlake in.
Oh, was it years old?
Yeah.
Oh, vaguely.
And then they have the watches, and then he goes back in time or something.
I think
It's on the wrist.
vaguely. I can't think what the.
And then he runs to his mum when she's got like 20 seconds left on her time.
Yeah.
He tries to get her the time she dies in her arms. But then he goes to the rich place, and there's like the mum. There's like the daughter, the mum, and the nan, and they all look exactly the same age. When do you think they should die? When do you think, you know what I mean? What?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's hard to draw the line. It's hard to decide because it is just ethics, really, at the end of the day, isn't it?
So shouldn't it just be up to you then at the end of the day?
Well, yeah, but then realistically, a lot of people are not. The fucking moral compass is fucking broken.
Okay, right. So, let's say ending your life, continuing your life, and carrying on life. Shouldn't those three things be up to you?
Well, yeah, in an ideal world, yeah.
Yeah. And if nothing could kill you, and you could live for millennia, then should you die or not?
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, the world couldn't survive. Like, the planet could not cope, so you'd have to bring in other factors. But then if you didn't get to choose, it was like, you're going there, but your mum's going another planet, you'd be like, I don't want to live forever if I'm separated. Do you know what I mean? So there's just too much involved for it to be that simple to rationalise.
I think it should just be personal.
Yeah, but then I think some people need.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Like certain politicians and fucking warlords and. Yeah, they definitely would have lived forever. Their personal choice. Fucking Hitler wouldn't have shot himself. He probably would have thought, I will live forever. There will be a second uprising.
I think maybe, if we're thinking of it objectively, I think some things should just be taken out of our hands. I think some things should just be inevitable.
It is.
No, but what if you can copy the mind, or you can reverse your
What, like
aging
Neuralink?
and Neuralink, and maybe some things shouldn't be fully discovered or cured, or I don't know. That's when it comes into play. It's like, it's a never-ending question and answer, isn't it? It's like, for me, I think personally, like, I would just carry on until I'm sick of life. I think that's when I'd be like, right, I'm done. Just like a party, I keep carrying on till I'm done. Yeah,
it's hard to say though, isn't it, when you're done? What you're supposed to do, bring a doctor and get booked in for 2 months' time. What if in then 2 months something happens and you're like, change your mind actually?
You live for 500 years.
Would you have the balls to do that though? I don't even know if you would after 500 years. It's still scary, even the what ifs. It's always the what ifs that get you into it.
I'm gonna rephrase this way now.
Medicate yourself
just
really heavily.
medicate yourself really heavily.
So that you never wake up.
And then get a priest by your side that can convince you to believe in Jesus Christ. And then, amen. Yeah.
It's always solved, isn't it? So.
It's wrong. Yeah. I don't think we've answered the question really.
I don't think we will. I think this podcast are going to have to just leave open to interpretation and hope some people leave some comments about what they think should happen.
Yeah.
What their views are, what they'd rather. we should come back to it. We'll get Yana on Monday because she'll have a lot to say about this.
It's a quick synopsis, though, just to tidy up the
well, we
episode
could ask viewers as well what they think, or if death is their fear, or even like advice. What advice people would have to sort of overcome that fear, because there is a group in Stoke, and I can't think of the names, but I'll put a link in the description, and they did a mural on the arts about like there's beauty in death, or they did some slogan or something like all life grows from ashes, or something like that. So,
well, it's interesting that you said that, because when a forest overgrows, eventually it's susceptible to being flammable, and then it heats up, fire catches, ashes come, and then new life grows, and then nothing's over entangled or mixing or trying to climb on top of each other. It's all new, a new plane. Let's say, for example, you could end up living forever. You're on top of whatever's come before you.
Yeah.
So then you're setting the ceiling for whatever grows. Do you know what I mean? So if you live forever, anything else below you lives up until you.
Yeah.
So in a way, as depressing as it sounds, you need to pass to let life rise, life grow. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It's inevitable. We need to die so that something else can exist.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We would like to know your thoughts, because it is a weird one that we could probably talk here for the next 4 days and not come to
I'm not going to come to a conclusion other than selfishness living forever.
and same ditto here. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and hit the bell for notifications. And people on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review.